summer is going to be crazy. So like our calls probably are going to have fewer people, but that's okay. I'm recording them anyways and I'll share. But yeah, so happy June 1st. I am so excited for a new month. I always get excited for a new month. It always freaks me out a little bit when I go into my Coach Online office and I have that big like fat egg, like 0 Success Club points. But even after 5 years, it still freaks me out a little bit, but that's okay because I love a challenge. But today, I just want to talk to you guys about a couple of things specifically. Obviously, I'm going to share some new announcements and things like that. I want to talk about my marketing plan for June. And I really, really hope that you guys like are doing this for yourselves too. I know it took me a long time and I just kind of did whatever Melanie did for the longest time, and that's totally okay. I honestly still kind of mimic the way that Melanie built her business. Hey, Ashley, good morning on the West Coast. You amaze me getting up so early. But I, I definitely have learned to make this a habit for myself and my own business. And I want to teach you guys to do that as well. So I am going to share my screen and get started with announcements. Oh, and I'm also going to talk about like some, like the promotions, and I'm going to talk about summer hours because it is summer and we are busy. Tracy just shared with us she's all over the place this month, and I really want us to honor our families, not change our goals, not necessarily pull back from the business, but to definitely honor our families with our time, with our work, and with what we're doing. Because I know that summer for all of us looks a little bit different. For some of us we have more time, for some of us we have less time because the kids are home, right? And so you definitely have to craft your business the way that it works for you and your family. So I'm going to talk about that, and I'm also going to talk about kind of my vision, some things I've been struggling with as far as leading our team, and what I really feel God is telling me to share with you guys. Okay. All right. Hold on just a second. All right. Yay, Success Club. Challenge packs are $20 off. Woohoo! Y'all, they literally have not done this, I don't think, since we came out with Beachbody On Demand. Like, I don't think they have. When I was a new coach, they were always reducing challenge packs to $140. But honestly, this is a freaking steal because of what you get in Beachbody On Demand, okay? So this is amazing. And I'm going to talk to you about what to do like right away this month with that. But you guys, like, that is awesome. People get Beachbody On Demand and the Performance Stack, or Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology, or whatever it is. Any challenge pack that is over $150 is $20 off. So like, for example, a completion pack would not be $20 off if it's $130. It has to be a challenge pack over $150. And that's exciting. So again, I'm going to give you some things to do right away with that in just a second. Obviously, if you're going to Summit, there are some things that you have to qualify. If that's even on your goal board, it may not. We were talking about this in our thread the other day. Like, I don't really care to go to that SC10 party. Like, I'll qualify for it, but if y'all aren't there, it won't be fun. So we'll do our own party. And then there's a diamond party. So for all coaches who are diamond and above, for like the top 500 in the company, you can qualify for that. And so that's another thing that you can put on your radar. Still doing Fancy Coffee Fridays in my personally sponsored team page. For those of you guys who hit SC5 or 10 and or 10 in the first 3 weeks of the month, that Friday I'll send you a Starbucks gift card. Coffee is on me. It's just a fun little way to say way to go. We have a new coach training that starts on Monday. This month I am teaming up with Lauren Brzezinski. So excited about that. We had our kickoff call Thursday night. She's a really cool lady. Not even part of our team or the dream team, but we just connected over faith and our business. And so we're running that training together. So you guys, if you're still recruiting, if you're still talking to people about coaching, they can still get started, and they can sign up with a $140 challenge pack now instead of $160. So I've got a couple people I'm following up with today on that. Summer Squad Success Training. So this is that training. Obviously, you had to be signed up for it by today, but Melanie and myself and some other people are running this together. It is very much a training on just the basics of the business. And there's going to be a bunch of information from different people in there. And basically, It is set up so that if you're not signing people up for our challenge groups, that you will get kicked out of the group. And if that does not appeal to you, if that is not your way to roll with this business, that's totally okay. I am motivated by that. I like somebody to say, hey, Rachel, do this week, and do it. And that just kind of helps me. So week 1, you have to sell 1 challenge pack the first week. Week 2, you have to be at 4. Week 3, SC 6, and then by week 4 or whatever, you have to get to 8, whatever. But if you hit SC 10 and above, like, she's going to do a really cool drawing. Okay. So that is how that works, but it will be good value. If you're not in there, I do have sort of a phase 2 training in Thinkific, and you can work through that. I think that would be good for you guys. But I really want to start to teach our team about volume and growing an income. And honestly, you guys, sometimes that happens even if we aren't getting Success Club points. I mean, I'm old school. I think Success Club is important. It's my goal every month. But if that's not your goal every month, and you want to help people get started with a 3-day refresh, or somebody wants beach bars and they have no interest in a challenge group, or like somebody sees you drink Energize every day and they're like, hey, what is that stuff? And they just want to order Energize. Like, you can do those things and build volume and build an income if you're Emerald and above. All right. So we're going to start to talk about that a little bit more on our team page. I will be shifting focus a little bit, and I'll talk to you guys about that in just a minute. It's just something that's coming in just a little bit. But, okay, so also Diamond, Summit, if you are going for Diamond recognition at Summit, you have to be there by June 6th. We are having a Diamond dinner that Saturday. So those of you guys who are coming, that'll be Saturday. It'll be so much fun. And you just have to be Diamond, a paid Diamond at Summit. So, and then the last thing as far as announcements, you guys probably all heard about Advocare in the past month, how they went from like a network marketing, multi-level marketing business to just like distributors. So, like when we're a coach, we earn 25% on what people order. But if we really want to grow our income, we build a team that's doing the same thing, right? And we earn bonuses and all that stuff from them. Advocare can't do that anymore. They only are distributors. They can only earn commission because they weren't doing things well. And a lot of that was the income part of it. So we have an income disclaimer. And if you talk about coaching, if you talk about replacing an income, if you talk about earning $500, if I talk about, leaving my full-time job because Beachbody paid me enough, like, we have to use that income disclaimer. That's really important from a legal standpoint. So you guys just be aware of that. If you don't have it, if you need it, just tell me and I'll give it to you. And we'll make that our focus for sure. All right. So the $20 off, what can you do with this today? Like today, I'm going to do these things today, honestly. And if you don't get to them until Monday, that's totally okay too. But an email blast. So like I'm always telling you guys, collect emails. If you have people that have filled out your applications, your forms, you have people that, are like, I don't want to sign up for a challenge pack. Like, it's too much money right now. I'll follow up later. Like, email those people first. And I'm going to write an email myself and I'll share it with you guys. But email them and say, you know what, I know you last month or whenever it wasn't a good time, but you really had these goals of getting healthy, influencing your family, whatever their goals are. And it can be kind of generic if you're sending a blast, but just talk about the fact that I know in the past it wasn't a good time, but this month I'm running my insert challenge group name. And I want you to be one of the first people that joins my boot camp because you were you had such big goals for your health. And I know it's important. And I know that these tools work, and this month they're $20 off. So your challenge pack, instead of being $160, will be $140. You basically get Beachbody on Demand for free for a whole year, right? So that's kind of the way my email will go. So I'll email those people. I'll do direct follow-ups too. Like, I've already sent some direct follow-ups this morning that just said, hey girl, I know you didn't get to finish your share cart. This is specifically for people who I've sent a share cart to. I know you didn't get to finish your share cart. It's still in there. Well, I wanted you to know you can actually today get $20 off of that challenge pack of your investment. And so like, it's an awesome time to do this because we never put our challenge packs on sale. Like, when we truly don't anymore. We never put our challenge packs on sale. And these are the tools that will help you reach those goals that you had. Okay. So I send that direct message too. I will not do like a big post about $20 off. I won't. I might say something in my stories a little bit, but I'm going to stay away from that more salesy approach in my post publicly. But if I do say something about, you know, you can actually save this month. I'm not going to say you can save on the challenge pack or Shakeology. I'm going to say you can save on the tools that I use every day in my own health and fitness, because I'm showing up every day, right? I'm doing the workouts. I'm showing people my shake. And so like I personally stay away from Beachbody lingo, you know, like Shakeology or Beachbody on Demand or Challenge Pack. People don't know what that is. But if I say the tools that are in my toolbox that you see me use every single day, you can actually save money on those this month, right? So that's about as salesy as I'll get publicly. And here's the other thing, in your Coach Online office, and a lot of you guys may not know how to do this, or maybe you've never done it before, but now Beachbody, who is always setting us up for success, has a tool where we can filter our customers and see who is on Shakeology Home Direct. We can see who does have Beachbody on Demand. We can see what people are using. And so what I'm going to do today as well, I actually might wait until Monday to do this, but I'm going to filter that and look and see who has Beachbody on Demand, who maybe, you know, just anybody who doesn't currently have it. If they're a Beachbody customer, they are interested in these programs and products, right? So I'm going to look and see who doesn't have Beachbody on Demand anymore, and I'm going to download that list into an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm going to send an email, and I'm going to share that with you as well, to all those people and say, hey, you know, like I know you've had it in the past, or maybe you wanted it in the past, it just wasn't a good time, and I'm just actually, it is going to be a more salesy email, because I'm going to give them direct links to those challenge packs and say you can get it back or you can start it now, okay? So those are just some things that I'm going to do, and I'm going to share all my resources with you guys. But, you know, like this is big. Like this is really big. I mean, you guys can buy a challenge pack for $20 off if you want to. I mean, so go for it. If you want a 3-day refresh this month, cancel your Shakeology. Order a 3-day refresh challenge pack. You're going to save $20, right? On that little bundle. So, you know, and tell your discount coaches too. That's important because we can buy those now. Does anybody have questions about that? Okay. Calendar. So I promised to share with you guys and my calendar. I've already shared it in our team pages, but I kind of want to break it down a little bit and answer any questions you might have. Like this calendar is yours to use, especially you new coaches. And I feel like we all kind of follow the daily posting schedule anyways. I just want to give you guys something to start with every day in your business. And so like I've given you in the light blue posts, those are just ideas, like starting points for your daily posts, right? You can see, you guys, like I want this to be clear. I don't give a call to action every day. I don't. I did when I was a new coach. We were taught to do that, but I think that social media has changed and people just like run from that. So I usually do like one big call to action post a week. It's typically on Sundays. It might be coaching. It might be challenge groups. Just depends on where I'm at. And so like I will start promoting my Summer of Love challenge group this next week. And so I have this going to be a coaching call to action, but it may be a challenge group. But anyway, so like on Mondays, an inspiration post. It can be inspiration about fitness. It can be inspiration about food. It can be inspiration with your faith. It can be inspiration for moms. Like it doesn't, you tailor it to what your message is, right? Every Tuesday I do a transformation post. Every Tuesday. I do not skip those. And 9 times out of 10, it's mine, because people are there to hear my story, right? People following me want to hear my story. Sometimes I share someone else's, but I do more of that in my stories. And so that transformation post is just an opportunity every week to share a little bit different piece of my story. Wednesdays, I definitely focus on value education. This last week, I talked about marriage. It wasn't even like related to health and fitness, but that's part of my niche, like is talking about marriage, healthy marriages. Thursdays are always a coach post. It can be about confidence. It can be about income. It can be about a team. It can be shouting out another coach on my team. It can be sharing a lesson I've learned from personal development. freedom posts, like there's never anything to run out of when it comes to talking about coaching for me. Fridays are Flex Friday or Foodie Friday. That's just totally up to you. And then Saturdays are freebies. So that just gives you something to start with, especially you newer coaches. Okay. So I always set a goal for myself too, to lock in Success Club by a certain date. Success Club 10 minimum is always my goal. It may not be your goal, but it's always my goal. And so like I set a date. If I don't have it by the 19th, then I feel like I'm not doing what I need to be doing, right? So those are just some goals that if you want to put them on your calendar, great. If not, totally okay. But as far as challenge groups this month, I have had a lot of customers, a lot of challengers ask me when I'm starting a new one. And so like I've had this kind of ongoing one in the app for a while, but I really am finding that my challengers need like a fresh start. And two, honestly, I need to get rid of some heavy weight. Like there's some people that have either like canceled everything or they're just not responding. And I definitely like check in with my people if they're not posting and sharing. And so like sometimes challenge groups, if they get kind of quiet, it's just time to start a new one. And that happens to all of us, you guys. Like, so don't feel like you're a bad coach if your challenge groups go dead. My first year of challenge groups were like that. It was just like they would start out strong, and then by day 15, it was like silence. All right. So I'm going to start a new one on the 17th with Prep Week, and I'm calling it personally. Mine is going to be called Summer of Love for a lot of reasons, but you can do Summer Strong. You can do whatever you want to call it. If you're doing your own, mine's going to be Summer of Love. And so I'm going to use that to develop my content for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to break that down to show you how. Some other things on our calendar, we do have that action hour every Saturday at 8, but I'm not necessarily going to be on there like actually leading you guys every Saturday now at this point. I will do it at least a couple of times a month, but some Saturdays, like if you guys just want to get on there and work together, like you don't always need to be just listening to me. I want you guys like taking action, okay? And when we do that, we're just going to be working through our BAT, our business activity tracker, right? And then we have our team calls on Saturdays. We will have guest speakers. Christy Berry is sharing next, I think, she is going to be sharing in a couple of weeks about content. Next week, we're talking about tracking. So these are always going to be calls that are going to move your business forward. If you can't be on them, I know it's summertime. I know it's busy. They will be recorded. All right. Okay. So, and then obviously, like we'll do a team meet and greet like we have done every month on the 20th. If anybody wants to speak, would love for you to speak on that. It's at night at 8 o'clock. Then new coach kickoff call again at the end of the month. And then the last Saturday, our team call will be going green. So helping coaches get to Emerald before the end of the month. All right. And so does anyone have questions about that? Oh, I also, like I shared this, I can share the template with you if you want this template to create your own in Canva, but I set goals for Success Club every month. I set goals for what I want my rank to be. Hold on just a second. And I also set goals for my family and for personal things, right? So it's summertime. For my family, I have a goal to actually stop working at noon every day because my kids will be home with me this summer. And some days I might quit before that, and some days I'm going to have to restructure my schedule to fit them, right? And so those are my goals that I definitely encourage you guys to do that too. So marketing, how am I going to market this Summer of Love group? How do I take this calendar and actually implement it in a way that I do hit my goals, that I do get new women signed up for my challenge groups, that I do like recruit and things like that? I'm just going to talk about challenge groups today. But how do I take that theme and that calendar and reverse it so that I know what I need to be posting, I know what I'm inviting to, I know what type of content that I want to be out there, right? So every month when I make my marketing calendar, I typically start my challenge group the third Monday of every month. I do that because I want to hit Success Club. If I started in the first Monday, then that doesn't help me really hit Success Club, or I'm always scraping by at the end of the month. So for me, in a mindset thing for my business, I set it for the third Monday. Actually, I would probably do it the second, but I leave it on the third for you guys to give you a little bit more time to hit Success Club. But I always pick a theme. Okay. And I've tried not picking a theme. I've tried just doing like open enrollment for my boot camps, like, but that doesn't work for me. I like to have a theme because it gives me things to talk about. It gives me content ideas, right? So my theme this month is Summer of Love. Obviously, it's going to be about self-love and taking care of yourself, but it's also going to be about like living loved, like living in the truth that we are creations of God, living in the truth that no matter what the mirror says or what the scale says, we're still loved. Like, it doesn't matter if she's skinnier than me or if, she goes to the gym more than me. Like, I'm going to live loved and take care of my body out of that motivation, not just so I can achieve something else. So that's kind of my theme. And you can take Summer of Love and make it whatever you want it to be. But that's going to be my content and my theme. So I pick a start date, I pick a theme, and then I say, okay, if I want to be at Success Club 10, by the time my challenge group starts, how many people is that? 5 people. Like, I'm committing to, my goal was SC20. So really I'm looking for 10 people, and that's what I'll market. But if you want to be at Success Club 5 or 6, that's 3 people. So you've got 2 weeks to do that, you guys. If you want to recruit 3 new challengers, we kind of understand that like every 1 to 2 people out of 10 that we invite actually commits right now, this month, or follow up, whatever. So you're going to have to, if you want to be at Success Club 6, you're going to have to invite at least 30 people. 30 people divided by 14 days, that's like 2 people a day. So you're saying I've got to invite 2 people a day. If you want to guarantee that you're going to be there or increase your odds, obviously you can invite 5 people a day. And so those are new people, those are follow-ups, those are people that have not committed to your challenge group. All right. So that helps you understand what's your goal by date. How many people do I have to invite every day to get there? Obviously, I'm going to tell you, you got to do the things on the business activity tracker. You got to post. You got to be proof of the products. You got to be taking care of yourself, right? And posting in your stories and inviting and following up and connecting with new people and growing your social media. Those are the basics of our business. If you're a brand new coach, we're going to go over this in our new coach training, but just reverse engineer your goals. Like, if you have a goal to grow your social media by 100 new followers this month, break it down. How many new people are you going to have to follow every single day on Instagram, on Facebook, in order to hit that goal? You guys, like, let's just get smart about breaking it down so it's not so overwhelming every day. All right. So that's first. Okay. And then when I'm thinking about this challenge group, when I'm thinking about content, I really think a lot about what objections am I getting? Am I getting a lot of objections about, or questions too, not just objections, but like people say, oh, I don't know how you meal plan every week, or I don't know how you meal prep. That's too hard for me, or I can't afford it. Like, a lady told me this week, she filled out my form and everything, and she was like, I can't buy anything. I'm unemployed. And I feel bad for her. I'm not saying that's I don't know her situation, but I just responded. I was like, okay, I'm sorry about that. I really am. But like, what type of work are you looking for? I just kind of was asking what type of job do you need or do you want, And so like, I say that to say that, like, if she could coach or something like that, that would be good for her. If she's somebody who is just sitting at home and doesn't want to work, that's different, so it changes my approach. But there are a lot of people that say they can't afford to invest in their health, but I see what kind of car they drive, like I see what kind of purse they use, I see that they're eating out 6 times a week, and so like I will take those objections and use my own story and address those, right? So like, if people tell me that, like they just struggle with knowing what to eat, or, like they love to work out, but they don't know how to lose weight. Like, I take that and I make a post about it. Like, a couple of weeks ago, I did that one about meal prep or meal planning and how I wanted to cry whenever I first started, and like, it was hard and I messed it up and I had to try it again. And it took me a while to figure it out. Like, that post got more engagement and more messages from women because it was something that people struggle with. And I was just sharing my struggle and how I overcame it with consistency and just not giving up on myself, right? So take those objections. And here's the thing about objections, you guys. Like, if you're going to post about it, we can't be preachy. Like, we can't be preachy to people. If people feel like you're talking down to them, then your message is not going to get across. For me, when I handle objections, I find that the best success that I have is that I share my own story. What did I struggle with? I didn't think I could afford a challenge pack in the beginning. I didn't buy Shakeology in the beginning. Honestly, I just bought the portion fix system. And so like, but then I figured out that, like I was spending way more money on junk and drive-throughs than I would be on investing in my health with this bag of powder, right? And so that's my story. And I might ask if people can relate, but you'll be amazed at how far your story will go. All right. So here's the thing too. When you come up with this plan, when you come up with this schedule, you just have to be consistent. You just have to be consistent in sharing it every day, whether it's in stories, whether you make a post every day, like whatever it is, you just got to follow through and until you get to your goal, right? And sometimes you might find that you have to refine your message. This business is all about refinement, about growth and change. And so if this is your first month to really market a challenge group with a theme and with a focus and just consistency every day, it's going to be a little bit awkward and hard and your message might get muddled, but you just do it again next month. All right. So what I do with this strategy, once I have it, is I make a posting schedule. You guys see me share my social media calendar a lot, most weeks. And so my posting schedule is going to be kind of centered around love, like self-love, living loved, that type of thing. It may not always be a fitness post. It may not always be a food post, but it's going to be kind of centered there and have people thinking about it. I will create a stories template for my challenge group. I will create one image that says Summer of Love. It's going to have a picture of me on it, a start date, and I'll use that a lot. And then my stories aren't going to be the same every time. I'm going to pull pieces of my personal story. If I've struggled with confidence, if I've struggled with comparison, if I've struggled with, feeling like I can't start because I won't finish, like those are all things other people struggle with that are part of their stories and that they will relate to. So I will share different pieces of my story, but I will invite, this is me, I will invite every day to something in my stories. All right. And so I'll have this theme kind of going about the Summer of Love, and I will just talk about it over and over. Why? Because it takes people 7 to 10 times of being exposed to something before they take action. And so like, I'm not going to post once about my challenge group and run away and then say, okay, who comes to me comes to me. No, I'm not going to post about it once a week in my stories and then think that people are going to sign up. People have to hear me talk about it over and over and over. And of course, I'm going to mix in real life. I'm going to mix in all the other stuff for my color wheel, boy fun, swimming time, devotionals, things like that. I'm going to share some food tips. But I'm going to talk about this challenge group almost every day in my stories because I find that that's how people come to pull the trigger. And so I'll make like a countdown image as well and say I have 10 spots. And as they fill up, I'll put people's names in there. It kind of creates a little bit of FOMO. I'm not crazy about that terminology, but like it does create that people, know I've got to take action. Her group starts this day. She's got people who are committing. It shows that people are committing and do that number of spots left. That really does work well for me. Like I said, I'm going to follow up like crazy. I'm going to go back to the people I've already invited, tell them about the $20 off. I'll share those messages with you guys. And here's the other thing, like with this marketing strategy, you may be talking about it a lot and you might get like nobody voting in your polls. If you're putting polls out there about your challenge group, that's okay, you guys. Like, that's okay. I find that very few people actually vote in my polls. But if they're watching my stories every day, they are going to get a message from me. People are watching your stories because they like what they see. They're not watching your stories. Some may be creepy, but if there are women out there watching you every day, they like what you're doing. They are following your story because they're inspired. And we have to like get over ourselves and just message them and say, hey, thank you so much for watching my story. Are you working out too? Or does something that I do inspire you? Do you have goals for yourself? If they're watching your Summer of Love stories, I'm going to say, hey, I saw you followed my series about my summer boot camp. Are you open to learning more about it? I would love for you to join us. It's a very direct message. If people are watching you, they're initiating that contact first, because we're on social media. And I say it all the time. Social media is social. So we have to be bold about what we're having and what we're offering. And also, a lot of people don't think that it's for them. People may be watching you and seeing your invites and your call to actions, and they may not take action because they may not understand that they are invited. And so we can't decide for other people because we're afraid that they're going to say no or something like that. So so long as you're bold in your message, you're bold in what your purpose is with this challenge group, if people say no, that's okay. You will find your 3 people, you guys. All right, so does anybody have any questions about that before I move on? That's how I market. And that may seem like a lot, and it may seem like, I know it's overwhelming to some of you guys, but I have just built up this momentum and this marketing strategy, and I've learned to do these things every single month. And you might just start with one of these things. You might just start with creating your story series. You might just create your one post for this week about your challenge group. But you guys, you can connect with people all week long over whatever you're putting out there and build relationships and invite them behind the scenes. We're not going to just post about groups and people come running to us. We have to be in people's inboxes. And sometimes you're in their inbox because you connect with them over your outfit. Sometimes you're in their inbox because you connect with them over something crazy your kids did. But we have to be inviting people to these groups or they're not going to know about it. All right. Okay. So summer schedule. This is really important because I know that there are a lot of moms on our team. And even if you're not a mom, I know summers can be crazy with just travel and all kinds of good stuff. And I don't want this business to be something that leaves you frazzled or leaves you feeling behind. I personally want to enjoy my children and my family. And that means I have to take a little bit different of an approach to how I run my business. It means that I have got to step up my game, honestly, because I've been working my business 8 to 3 while my kids are in school all day, right? And I've kind of taken my time here and fiddled around some days. And I've got to get a lot more serious about when and how I'm going to work my business. I'm going to make a plan for when my hours are going to be. Definitely going to use scheduling tools for my challenge groups and on Facebook and use my Plan That app. And I honestly have to know what my goals are. It doesn't mean that I step away from my goals during the summertime. It just means that I have to know what's important to me and really focus there and get smarter. I'm going to tell you too, you can't take time off from your business in the summertime if you want to grow. You can't say it's summertime and things are crazy and I'm just going to step back for a little while and not do the things if you want to grow. Because when you come back, it's going to be so much harder to build that momentum back. And right now you have momentum. So you have to keep it going, even if it looks a little bit differently, right? And so I will definitely use my pockets of time. I shared with you guys earlier that I'm going to set a goal for myself. My kids know I work. My kids know I work. They know that mommy can't be home without her coaching job, right? And my kids are older now too, and they play outside, for a lot of the day. And so I have a goal to get up and do some things earlier in the day, spend some time with them at breakfast and whatever they want to do that morning, and then work until noon. And then we'll spend the afternoons playing or at the pool or whatever. And then honestly, you guys, I will work again later in the evening when Matt's home after they've gone to bed or while they're watching a movie or something like that. So that has to be my schedule. You figure out what works for you. You may still work a full-time job and your kids are home. That may mean that you work more on Saturday or I don't know. I don't know what that looks like for you, but just structure it around your family in a way that that honors them, but also you don't make excuses about the work for yourself. Some things that I'm not going to do based on my focus and my goals. I'm not going to create new trainings this summer. I'm not going to create a new website. I'm going to make my BAT, my daily priority. I'm going to set some goals. I'm going to have a clear marketing strategy like I just shared with you guys, but I'm not going to take on a lot of extra projects or anything this summer. I'm going to do the basics. I'm going to hit my SE goals. I'm going to recruit. I'm going to run a coach training, and that's it, because we're not super women. Honestly, we can't do it all and be a good wife and a good mom. And so, like, I just want to encourage you to definitely set some boundaries, set your goals, know when you're going to work. And, there might be some things like I decided to hire a house cleaner. Like, I can't keep my house clean and work my business and be present with my family this summer. So we hired somebody to clean our house because we can afford to do that now. If you can't, that looks different for you. But maybe you get grandma to watch the kids for 3 or 4 hours a week so you can actually do your work. Or maybe you can, stay up a little bit later or go to bed a little bit earlier so that you can get up and work early in the mornings. Like, it does require some sacrifice in different ways, but you just have to decide what are your goals and what's important to you. All right. And then definitely use your calendar. Like, when you're scheduling your business this summer, like, when are y'all going on vacation? When are your challenge groups going to be? How are you going to include your challengers into leading groups while you're gone? That's a really good thing to do. If I'm like, we're going to be in Indianapolis mid-July, I'll ask some challengers or some coaches to help run my challenge groups, right? Because I can't do it all. And so that is just a focus I want to encourage you guys so you don't burn out or you don't quit just because maybe you're not structured and you don't have your plan for the summer. So summer is good. Summer is good. Again, it's going to look different for all of us, but I want to encourage you just to restructure for a little bit so that you can still work your business. All right. All right. So last thing I want to talk about. How am I doing on time? Doing great. Okay. So I have, and this is something I've prayed a lot about in the last week, 24, 48 hours. Like, I've been on my knees a lot. Actually, not physically on my knees. I don't want to lie and say that because my knees hurt. But I just have had this burden. Honestly, I've had this, what do I want to say? I've had this like unsettled feeling, which is not a bad thing, that the way I've been running my business and leading our team may not be the way that I'm supposed to be. And the thing about this business, guys, is you evolve. Like, you are constantly evolving as a person, as a challenger, as a coach, as a follower of Christ, like constantly evolving. This business will refine the mess out of you, okay? And so, like, I have been very discontent, unhappy, not fulfilled with how I've been pushing our team, honestly. And I have come from a team philosophy for my upline that goals, Success Club, rank are the most important things in this business. And I know they're not. Like, I know they're not. As a Jesus girl, I know they're not. I think they're important. Goals are important to me. I make Success Club my minimum goal every month. Like, that's just me. I love that goal. I love pushing for goals, but I know that not everybody does. And this business is one that is incredible, that has changed my life, changed my family's life, changed my relationship with God. And I do think that this verse should be something that I think more about for you guys, and that you guys embrace yourselves. So obviously, John 10:10, you guys, a lot of you probably know that. The thief comes only in order to steal and kill and destroy. I come that you may have and enjoy life and have it more abundantly. Or this was the amplified version. I like it. In abundance, to the full, till it overflows. All right. God wants us to live abundantly, and we can do that in all areas of our life, so long as we're following him. And so, like, I want to think more about that in our team and for you guys, because here's the thing. Everybody on our team matters. Like, I don't care if you are a discount coach. I don't care if you are a hobby coach and you work like an hour a day, or you just, like, you sign one person up a month, or if you're like business building, going 1-star, 2-star, hitting SC10 every month. Like, everybody on this team matters. Our purpose here is so much greater than just a number. And I get lost. Sometimes because I am a goal girl. Like, I love goals. There have been months where Success Club was a number to me. There have been months where Success Club represented people to me. And I've been both places, you guys. And I'm constantly struggling with that balance and that idea and what, my focus is supposed to be. And goals, I do think, are important. Whether your goal is to lose 5 pounds this month or to help 5 other people lose 5 pounds, it doesn't matter. Your goals are important and they're going to be different. And I was having this conversation with Alyssa last night. Okay. So like I've had this conversation with a couple of people. So like, don't think that just because, you know, you're not 1 star like Jade is about to go, or you're not a diamond coach like Carly just went, that you're not important in this team, because you are. And so my job as your leader is to support you at the pace that you want to go. And I do think that there are different levels of coaching. Like you can be somebody who just like wants to be a part of the team, save 25%, work on your fitness, and sit in the stands and watch us. That's totally cool. You may be somebody who wants to sit like on the front row at the ball game, and you want to have like you're a little bit more invested, like you're posting, you're following your tracker, you're inviting people to our challenge groups, but you're not necessarily like running with it, right? You're just kind of figuring out how to talk, how to share your story, how to inspire other people. Totally okay. You may be somebody who's on the field, who's like, yeah, Success Club 6, like I want the stuff. I want the income. I want to grow my business. I want to grow a team. Like you may be on the field with me, like running with me, and that's totally okay. But my goal is to support you where you're at. And I sometimes lose focus of that because I do get stuck in the world, like Beachbody focus of this is what you should be doing. And so like, I don't want to live there. And God has definitely given me a gut check on how I do this and how I run this business and how I mentor you guys and how I support you guys. But I don't, no matter what level you are at, no matter how you're invested in this business, I don't want fear to dictate our decisions, because here's the thing. I say it all the time. We have an opportunity to be a light in a very dark health and fitness world. We have an opportunity to say your worth is more than your weight. We have an opportunity to say, like, you can work out and not be the skinniest person in the room, but just take care of yourself, right? And so, like, we have such an opportunity to mentor other people, to lead them, to set a good example for them. And I don't want fear of rejection or fear of comparison or fear of failure to dictate the impact that we get to have on this world. So no matter where you're at, you matter. No matter where you're at, I'm going to run with you, walk with you, crawl with you, doesn't matter. And no matter what your goals are, they are important, you guys. And so I'm going to challenge you right now to really reflect and to really ask yourself, like, and I'm doing this for myself too, like, why are you here? Like, why are you here? Why are you in this team page? Why are you watching this call? Why are you on this call? Why are you showing up? Why are you a part of Team Take Heart or Soul Fit or Hustle and Heart? Why are you here? Like, are you here to be healthier? Awesome. We should all be here to be healthier. Are you here to earn an income? Great. Like, this business has brought me home to my babies. Like, this business has like really, really provided for me. Are you here to have more purpose? I think we all are. I think we can all genuinely say we felt led by God to start this, to do this. Okay. So what's your purpose? What's your purpose? Are you here to serve others? If you're not, if you're just here to be healthier and to share your story, that's awesome. That's totally cool. But if you're here to serve others, like, that happens every day by showing up for your business and just filling out your tracker. You guys, are you here to share your story? I love this. I have a lot of coaches who just sign up to be a coach and they realize they're not really into the goals. They're not really into like pushing for Success Club, running their own challenge groups. They just want to share their story of how they choose to be healthy and fit. And that's really cool too. Are you here to be creative? This business has brought out a creative side of me that I didn't know existed. And so like, I thrive. I have joy whenever I have new projects, new ideas, new ways to reach people and lead people. Are you here to have a community? Maybe it's just through the challenge groups or whatever. That's great too. Are you here to be more goal oriented? I was a girl who drifted through life. Did really well in school, had semi-okay relationships, had decent jobs, but I was just drifting and doing the bare minimum for a long time until coaching like pulled me out of that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I can set goals and I can work hard and I can have like fulfillment and really like give credit to God when I get those goals, you know, like I'm here where I'm at today because He put me here and he brought the success. And so long as I'm willing to give him all the glory for whatever happens or doesn't happen, like I can set as many goals as I want and have fun reaching them, right? And so like those are things I want you to think about. And then, I lost my slide. Oh, dang it. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then these are some questions that I'm going to have you can write them down. You can wait till I share the slides. I'm also going to actually create a form for my coaches. And this is for my PS coaches. Now, I'm going to share it with my other leaders. They can share it with you guys. But if you don't have an active upline, if you're in my downline and you need this form, you can tell me. But I am going to challenge you guys to answer these questions for yourself, and I'm actually going to fill out my own form too. All right. So like, what do you want? Like, I think that so badly, like, so we're, as women especially, we get into this habit of saying, what do my kids need? What does my spouse want? What does my boss want? But I really want to challenge you guys. Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Not selfishly, so you're neglecting other people, but that's a tough question to answer, especially for, I think, Christian women, because we do see it as selfish, right? But the truth is that the desires of your heart are not bad things, you guys. They're God things. Like, God gave you talent and purpose and gifts that, for me, I personally was not using 5 years ago to honor him. And so I want to challenge you to ask yourself, what do you want? What do you want to do? And what do you want to be with this business? And then the next question is, where do you want to be? Because honestly, if you don't know where you're going, then you're not going to get there, right? And so I think it's really important for you to ask yourself, like, where do I want to be a year from now in this business, in my health, whatever, financially, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Don't get so caught up in just the day-to-day life that you forget that you're actually going somewhere, because we're never staying in the same spot. We're either moving forward or we're moving backwards. That's just a law of nature, okay? So definitely sit down and take some time and say, where do I want to be a year from now, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? Do you want to be in the same place? Do you want to, have leave your job or work part-time instead of full-time? Do you want to not be yo-yo dieting? Do you want to have a better relationship with your husband? You want to travel more? Like, think about those things, okay? And then the next question is, what gives you energy? What really breathes life and energy into you? If you sit me down at a desk and give me a spreadsheet, or tell me to cold call people, or just call these people and tell me they owe money, I am drained of energy. I have energy when I'm talking to people. I have energy when I'm creating things. I have energy whenever I am, honestly inviting people, creating my marketing calendar, putting things together for my business. I have energy when I'm outside playing with my kids. Like, what gives you energy and what makes you feel alive? Honestly, that's kind of the last question too. But if you're doing things right now in your life that are just draining you and you don't feel like you should be there, like, I sat at a desk for 8 years as a teacher. I taught in the classroom too, but most of the time I was at that desk and I felt dead inside. Like, I felt dead inside. And then God dropped something in my lap that let me pull back from that. And I couldn't be more grateful, you guys. What makes you feel like yourself? A lot of times I feel like we are just showing up, doing the things that we feel like we have to do because other people expect them of us. Like, have you ever bought something from a friend that you didn't really want to buy just because you felt like you had to? I know that we hate to say no to things, and I'm pretty sure you probably made commitments to things that you didn't want to do, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like, when do you feel proudest and most confident? Like, do more of those types of things, you guys. And so, like, what makes you feel like yourself? Is it posting about your recipes, your workouts, or maybe it's posting about crafting or sharing tips about how to get your kids to eat healthy, or, what makes you feel like yourself? The thing in this business is we're all going to do it differently. We're all going to do it differently, and that's okay. All right. So find things about this business that makes you feel good about yourself. And then obviously, what makes you come alive? Like, what I feel like we can definitely get lost in the day-to-day life and what people expect of us. But we honestly and truly are more than just moms, more than just teachers, more than just business people. You know, like my family, yes, they expect a warm meal for me. Yes, they expect me to fold their laundry and do their stuff. And I love to do those things. But I did just those things for a really long time, and I was not happy. I was not like joyful. And when I started this business, it made me come alive. Like it made me come alive. And there are certain things about this business that make me come alive. And my family deserves all those other things from me, but they also know that mommy is happier and more joyful and just more fun to be around, honestly, because of something I chose to take a risk on. So I do believe every single one of you was created on purpose and for a purpose. And I love to watch you guys come alive in what you do here. All right. And so here's the thing. That's what I wanted to end it with. Like, you get to choose. Like, you get to choose. What do you want to do? Like, what are your goals? What makes you like really thrive and have joy? And like, what do you want to do with this business? Like, you get to choose. And that is awesome. I love what I do. Like, I love what I do. I've been at Success Club for 58 months in a row, and I am proud of that. Like I said before, like some of those months, it was just a number. Some of those months, it was actually the people that I knew that I was helping. And I'm not proud of the times that it was just the numbers, but God used that to change me and refine me. And I think this business is incredible. You're never going to convince me that it's too hard to do. It's not easy, but it's not hard. But it has to be something that you want to do. And we overcomplicate it with fear and drama and uncertainty and unclear goals far too often. And I want to help you define your goals and your vision. And that's going to look different for every one of us, you guys. And so that is what I wanted to just kind of share with you about my team philosophy and how I want to lead you guys and encourage you guys. Okay. All right. So that is all I have. Does anybody have anything to say or add or ask? We have some new people on our team. There's Laura. Look at that sweet girl. Oh, thank you, Sam. All right. All right. So does anybody have questions about any of it? Like marketing, philosophy, goals, whatever.
No questions. This was excellent, Rachel, and thank you for taking the time, because I know this was a lot. You pumped in a lot of this. And I know there's a baby here on the call, but please feel to push me over the edge, because my goals are huge. So don't hold back and be you, because I'm here because you're that leader, and I need that. There's no way that I could think of Rachel pulling back and just, no, I can't do that.
Oh, I'm not pulling back. Like, I'm not pulling back.
Okay.
I just want, no, I'm not pulling back in any way. No, okay. I just want to make sure that I'm mentoring my people individually how they need to be mentored. And that's what that form is going to be about. That form is going to tell you, I'm going to ask you hard questions. I'm going to ask those questions. And I'm going to ask you to tell me your goals, what you've been doing, what you haven't been doing, because I can't lead you if we're not communicating like what we want from each other, right? And I have just honestly been trying to lead everybody the same, and that's stupid. Like, that's stupid. That's asinine. And so, like, I know that you can do whatever you want here, like big goals or small goals or just like hanging out goals, you know, but I have to meet you guys where you are. And I've been trying to meet everybody at the same place, and I can't do that. I can't do that and do it well. So no, I wasn't looking for like praise for me in any way. I was just saying I gotta like change things up a little bit, but I gotta hear from you. So
individualize it. Yes.
Yes. And that's the thing. Like, I can't be like this person that recruits 100 coaches a month, because like I can't serve you. The same thing about Success Club. Like, I have a goal of SC20 most months. Yes, that's 10 people. I can serve 10 people. I can't serve 50 people. So, you know, like, that's just my personal strategy. All right. And so like, I just personalize this business. Let's set goals for you, and we'll go forward that way. But I do want to take a second to welcome Laura and Jennifer. They're new coaches on our team, and say hello. These women are awesome. But yeah, do what? Somebody said something. All right. that is all I have. And if nobody else has anything, I'm gonna let y'all go enjoy your Saturday. I'm gonna create a couple emails and share with you guys, and we'll just hit June hard. Okay. All right. Bye, you guys.